y'all got new coach.
Oh, we do? I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, Davis is gone.
Really?
Yeah, Davis is gone and Dean moved up, so they got a new HB coach.
Okay.
Georgetown's going to have to get
I hadn't heard anything about that.
Oh, you had?
No. They didn't give us any information at Eastview. We get everything
You
from...
and Stephen had already heard about it. Because it was
Survive and Advance is the name of the game in March Madness. The single game elimination style of the NCAA tournament is what drives basketball fans crazy. And in the first round of the South Central bracket of the NCAA Division II basketball tournament, we got a dose of madness as the 2-seeded St. Edward's Hilltoppers hit a game-winning buzzer beater against Angelo State, and the 6-seeded Lubbock Christian Chaps set the 3-seeded Colorado School of Mines home with an upset. A pleasant good evening to you. I'm Carl Schoening, along with Nathan Height and Michael Francis as our producers, Brad Tillery and Travis Banks on the cameras. We're happy you tuned in to SHN Sports production of the NCAA Division II basketball tournament second round. It's an all-Heartland Conference matchup in the second round as familiar foes St. Ed's and Lubbock Christian take on each other. The last time these two teams played was the last time St. Ed's lost the game, back on March 2nd in the last conference game of the season. The Hilltoppers won the first meeting between the two teams January 24th here on the campus of St. Ed's. Now, though, the game of the season for both teams is the tiebreaker, and the stakes are much higher than a conference game because the season is on the line. Tip-off is moments away. Happy you guys tuned in here to SHN Sports. It's a live production, obviously archived as well immediately after the game on this stream. We'll pitch it down for the starting lineups in a few moments, but just to give you guys a little bit of a sneak preview, we'll start off with the 6th-seeded Lubbock Christian Chaps. They come into tonight's game 21-9. They were 11-5 in Heartland Conference play. They're coached by Todd Duncan. Starting at guard, a 5'9 redshirt freshman, number 4, Cameron Copley. Starting at the other guard, a 6'5", 180 sophomore, number 5, Kobe Thompson. Starting at forward, 6'5", 190, a junior, number 10, Rashawn Proctor. Starting at forward, 6'7", 270, a senior, number 12, Brennan Fowler. And rounding out the lineup, another guard, 6'1", 170, a senior, number 14, Isaac Azrit. And once again, for Lubbock Christian, it is Copley, Thompson, Proctor, Fowler, and Azrit starting for the 6th-seeded Chaparrals. For the 2-seeded St. Edward's Hilltoppers playing on their home court as they host this first round regional. They come into tonight's game 29-3 overall. They were 14-2 in Heartland Conference play. They are 16-1 in this court when it counts as a home court. Last night's victory was technically on a neutral site. They're coached by Andre Cook. Here's how they're going to start. At forward, 6'5", 200, a junior, number 4, Dorian Lopez. A forward, 6'8", 225, redshirt junior, number 10, Lucas Doria. A guard, 6'1", 190, junior, number 13, August Haas. Forward, 6'7", 200, sophomore, number 24, Corey Sherville. And starting at the other guard, a 6'2", 180, junior, number 34, Ashton Spears. Once again, for St. Edward's, they're starting Lopez, Doria, Haas, Sherville, and Spears. The teams head to their benches. The clock about to hit 0. We're going to hand it off to Mason Robinson, the public address, for the introduction of the teams.
Gentlemen, and welcome once again to the second round action of the 2019 NCAA Division II Men's Basketball Championship. Today's game features the Lubbock Christian University Chaps against the St. Edward's University Hilltoppers. And it's now time to meet our starters. And forward for Lubbock Christian, a 6'5" junior from Ruston, Louisiana, number 10, Rashawn Proctor. And forward for St. Edward's, a 6'5" junior from San Antonio, Texas, number 4, Dorian Lopez. And forward for Lubbock Christian, a 6'7" senior from Spire, Texas, number 12, Brennan Fowler. And forward for St. Edward's, a 6'8" redshirt junior from Sao Paulo, Brazil, number 10, Lucas Doria. At guard for Lubbock Christian, a 5'9" freshman from Canadian, Texas, number 4, Cameron Copley. St. Edwards, a 6'7" sophomore from Perth, Australia, number 24, Corey Sherville. At guard for Lubbock Christian, a 6'5" sophomore from Leander, Texas, number 5, Copley Thompson. At guard for St. Edwards, a 6'1" junior from Copenhagen, Denmark, number 13, August Haas. At guard for Lubbock Christian, a 6'1" senior from Plano, Texas, number 14, Isaac Azrit. And at guard for St. Edwards, a 6'2" junior from Independence, Louisiana, number 34, Ashton Spears. Introducing the head coaches for Lubbock Christian, it's Todd Duncan, and for St. Edwards University, it's Andre Cook. Officiating today's game is Marcus Hopkins, Jonathan Berrettini, Nate Nelson, and Shane Thurston.
The introduction's handled by Mason Robinson. Once again, I'm Carl Schoening. Happy you guys tuned in for this second round matchup in the NCAA Division II basketball tournament. Lubbock Christian picking up the upset victory last night against the Colorado School of Mines. The final score there, Lubbock Christian 82-73. They jumped out to a 16-2 start over the Colorado School of Mines, and they went ahead to carry that on to the victory take it into the second round here at the University, or St. Ed's University. Meanwhile, on the other side, St. Edwards had to come up with some heroics, late game heroics from August Haas as he hit the game-winning shot. The tip-off will be between Lucas Doria and Brennan Fowler. Lubbock Christian wearing their road blues, and St. Ed's wearing their home whites. The tip is won by Lubbock Christian and controlled by Proctor. He'll give it back here to Copley to start the offense. Copley around a screen by Proctor, takes to the left elbow, bounce pass down low to Fowler, and Fowler muscles his way to the rim for the opening points of the ball game. Here on the right side, it's Haas. Down low, Doria. Doria backs down against Fowler, trying to get points. He goes up and underneath. Fowler lays it in. We're tied at 2. Here in the opening minute of the ball game. Copley picks up his dribble and passes into traffic. It's knocked away by Doria, stolen away by Haas. He lobs it ahead to Lopez. Left wing Sherville. Between the circles, Lopez. Haas on the right wing. Sherville lets a 3 fly from straight away, and he connects. St. Ed's takes their first lead of the ball game at 5-2. Fowler sets a screen there for Copley. Thompson kicks it over to the left side. Azrit. Azrit operating the dribble against Haas. Back out to Copley, and Azrit now will take it down to the block. A floater off the glass and in. .18:30, a minute and a half into the ball game. It's St. Ed's ball. They lead by 1. Sherville on the left side. Spears takes it into the paint, loses the handle, gets it back before it crosses the baseline, and Haas will have 15 seconds to shoot. Haas down the left lane line. Scoop layup off the glass and in. Copley guarded by Spears. Gets a screen from Proctor. He's trapped and then stolen away by Lopez. Lopez has one man to beat. Finds Spears cutting to the basket. And Spears' shot no good, but a foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Foul goes against Kobe Thompson. His first personal, first team foul on Lubbock Christian. With 7:55 to go in the first half, we have our first free throws of the evening. They'll be shot by the Heartland Conference Player of the Year, Ashton Spears. He hits the first of 2. Spears in yesterday's game played 38 minutes, had 22 points, went 4 of 9 from 3 and 6 of 13 from the free throw line. He knocks down both here to give his team a 5-point advantage. Copley runs a horns play to the left side as he uses Fowler's screen. Proctor pops out to help Copley out, and Copley will try and reset a kick ball here as Spears got into the passing lanes with his foot. "20 seconds on the shot clock as Kobe Thompson will inbound it. Copley backdoor to Thompson. His shot no good. Offensive rebound by Fowler, and he dribbled it on the baseline. That's a turnover on Lubbock Christian. Haas down the left lane line, draws a foul. The shot won't count. It's waved off by the official on the sideline, and the foul goes against Cameron Copley. Haas wanted the and one. Instead, it'll have to be a baseline inbound. 17:29 left in the first half. Spears had a notion on a three. The closeout there by Azrit will force him to the top of the key using a screen, and laying it up off that screen, rolling to the basket was Lucas Doria. He gets his first 2 of the evening, and it's 11-4. St. Ed's with the early lead here. 17-10 left in the first half. Left wing, it's Thompson. Between the circles, Copley. Popping out here, Azrit, guarded by Haas. The three is good. Azrit makes it a 4-point St. Ed's lead. Here's Spears with a three. Banks it in. (14-7), St. Ed's doubling up Lubbock Christian early. Fowler hands it right back to Copley. On the left wing, it's Proctor. Proctor had it knocked away from him by Haas on the floor. Lopez chased it down, and then he's fouled from behind by Isaac Azrit. Azrit picks up his first personal foul. 3 team fouls on Lubbock Christian here with 16:29 left in the first half. St. Ed's might want to use that to their advantage. A very short lineup here for Lubbock Christian. They tend to only play about 7 players. 6 get heavy minutes. Top of the key, Lopez working against Proctor. Spears gets a screen from Doria. Takes it to the free throw line. Left wing three on the way by Lopez is good. After the Dorian Lopez three, it's a 10-point advantage for the Hilltoppers. Proctor between the jump circles. Azrit guarded tightly by Haas on the right side. Fowler lets a three go. Yes. Horns play run to the right side here as Lopez looks for a passing option. Cherville straight away uses the Lopez screen. Spears wants a screen, uses it to the right side, and takes it right to the key, hits the three. Back to a 10-point advantage for the Hilltoppers. Copley into the front court. Azrit uses a Fowler screen. He draws a double team on the sideline and has a pass go out almost to across the timeline. Thompson's able to save it. Fowler, another three. Rims out on him. Rebound fought for, and a foul on the floor goes against, I believe, Lopez here. And that'll bring us to our under 16-minute media timeout. The foul will go on Lopez, his first personal, the first team foul on St. Ed's, and we'll take the break with him. 14:56 left to play in the first half. The Hilltoppers with a 10-point advantage, 20-10. We'll be back with more NCAA second round action on SHN Sports when play resumes. 14:56 left to play in the first half. It's a 20-10 lead for the Hilltoppers. Some early stats: 8 points from Ashton Spears to lead all scorers, and 5 points apiece for Lubbock Christian, Azrit, and Fowler. There's Fowler adds on to his total by scoring 2 more. Here's Haas. Sherville on the right side uses a screen from Lopez. Sherville bounce pass to Lopez, who cut to the basket. He gets the easy layup. Proctor. His pass leads to a foul as Spears was too aggressive playing the passing lanes. He fouls Copley. Spears picks up his first personal foul, the second team foul on St. Ed's. Copley pulls out. Cutting to the basket is Azrit. He had to collect the ball on the baseline, pull out to the corner. Copley with 10 seconds to shoot has his pass stolen away. Pushing to break the other way is Haas all the way in. Excuse me, that's Dorian. Dorian's fouled, and they don't call it as it goes out of bounds. He got hit from behind. The ref didn't see it, and instead it'll be St. Ed's basketball. Dorian pushing the break there after getting the steal. Spears gets it to the right side. Lopez a three. Yes. The Hilltoppers on fire to start things off. They lead at 25-12. Copley guarded by Spears on the right side. Azrit tries to get free on a curl. He can't quite do it, and Proctor will have to come out top of the key. Azrit around a Proctor screen. Proctor sizing up against Lopez, loses the handle from behind as Haas knocked it away. Haas in the front court, spins away from the pressure into the lane. He's fouled. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Take your pick. A lot of Lubbock Christian players there. I think Proctor's going to pick up the personal. Instead, it's going to be Azrit. Azrit picks up his second personal foul. That's the 4th team foul on the Chaps. Azrit saying he didn't do it. I thought Proctor got the majority of the contact on Haas, but there were several players, the officials going with Azrit picking up the personal foul. And Haas will be at the line to shoot 2 free throws. Misses the first of 2. August Haas yesterday, 32 minutes, 23 points, 8 of 13 from the field, knocked down 7 of his 8 free throw attempts, had 9 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. Oh, and by the way, he hit the game-winning shot with half a second left. He misses both free throws here, but his team's still comfortably ahead by 13 points. 13:30 left to play in the first half. Horns play run to the left side. Fowler sets the screen here for Copley. Copley uses a rescreen by Proctor. Azrit on the right side goes away from a Fowler screen, pulls up long, 3 is good. And that cuts the St. Ed's lead to 10. Haas calls out a play. Floppy action will be set as Sherville couldn't get freed up. Spears pops out to the right side. Step back mid-range jumper is short, but the offensive rebound and the follow is good for Lopez. Chrysler in the game. Gives it up to Proctor. Here's Azrit. Azrit using Proctor's moving screen. No call from the officials. The ball worked around the left side. Chrysler's first shot off the mark, and the rebound goes out of bounds. Team rebound there for St. Ed's. They'll have a substitution coming into the game now, Corey McKendry. McKendry, 6'7", 210, a senior. And also subbing in is Kobe Thompson as he tags out Azrit. .12:30 to play in the first half. It's a 27-15 lead for St. Ed's. Spears on the left side. Haas gets it to Lopez on the right wing. Lopez to the right elbow. Fadeaway jump shot rims out on him. Rebound grabbed by Chrysler. Copley around a Fowler screen. Left wing Thompson. Thompson, guarded by Haas, takes it into the paint, spins in the lane, left-hand shot off the back of the rim, no good. A foul on the floor. Fowler was fouled, and it was either McKendry or Lopez. It will be McKendry picking up the personal foul. That's the first personal foul on McKendry, the third team foul on the Hilltoppers, and that takes us to our under 12-minute media timeout. 11:59 left to play in the first half, and it's a 12-point advantage for St. Ed's, 27-15. Keep it tuned in for more exciting NCAA Division II basketball tournament action. 11:59 left to play in the first half. We've hit our second media timeout. As it ends, it'll be Fowler, Thompson, Copley, Chrysler, and Proctor, the five on the court for Lubbock Christian. They have the ball. Haas, Spears, Lopez, McKendry, and Ryan Garza coming into the game for the first time for St. Ed's. Copley will operate the dribble. Thompson here on the left side. Copley right wing, uses a screen from Proctor, finds Proctor fading to the right wing. He'll step up for a three and hits back rim. Proctor just shooting his 10th three on the season, missing there. Spears around a McKendry screen. Operates the dribble, steps back against Thompson. Good defense by Thompson, and Lopez comes to the baseline to bail out Spears, and Haas will reset with 14 seconds on the shot clock. McKendry sets the screen for Haas to the left block. Rolling to the bucket is McKendry. He's fouled on the way to the rim. He'll shoot two. That foul goes against Kobe Thompson. Thompson picks up his second personal foul. That's the fifth team foul on Lubbock Christian. First free throw good there for McKendry, his first points of the NCAA tournament. Azarick comes back in the game. He has two personal fouls. He'll have to be monitored. Also checking in for St. Ed's is the freshman Luke Plyman. McKendry hits both free throws, and it's 29-15. 14-point lead for St. Ed's. Azarick on the right sideline, guarded by Spears. Thompson working against Garza. The left corner. Chrysler three. Rims out on him. Follows slam by Fowler. Garza's a three. Yes. Ryan Garza hit 3 threes in yesterday's ball game against Angelo State. Knocks down his first one tonight. Ball knocked away by Garza, goes off of the fingertips of Thompson, and that went out of bounds. It'll be St. Ed's basketball. Copley about to check back in as he points out Kobe Thompson come out of the game. Lopez will inbound it for Thompson here, or excuse me, Plyman. Spears around a screen by McKendry. Hesitates to the right elbow, steps back, no shot here as Lopez drives down the left lane line, bowls over a defender, offensive foul. That one goes against Lopez. He picks up his second personal foul, turnover on St. Ed's. Sherville checks in as Lopez takes a breather. Copley will operate the offense here down the left sideline. Gets a screen from Fowler. Fowler rolling the basket. Wide open slam dunk. Fowler with back-to-back dunks goes ahead and adds his total. He's got an early 12. Speed math there as McKendry hands it off. Garza steps into a mid-range jump shot. He's fouled. The shot goes off the rim, but he'll shoot 2 free throws. The team fouls piling up here as Silas Chrysler picks up the first personal foul.
To the line for the Hilltoppers, number 20, Ryan Garza.
Garza at the line to shoot 2. Knocked down 3 earlier. Forced a turnover right after on the ensuing possession. Hits his first of 2 free throws here. Both free throws good there for Garza, and he gives St. Ed's a 34-19 advantage. 9:50 to play in the first half. Copley into the front court, using a screen by Fowler. Right side, Asrick, guarded by Spears. Copley draws a hedge by McKendry, finds Asrick in the corner, and a foul called as Spears had to use his hands to play defense as he couldn't move his feet. He picks up the personal foul. That's his second personal foul, the 5th team foul on St. Ed's. Both teams adding up on their team fouls here with 9:34 left. Substitution coming into the game for St. Ed's is Sean Phillips, as Spears takes a breather, and a timeout called by Lubbock Christian. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. 9:34 left to play in the first half. It's a 34-19 advantage for St. Ed's as they jumped out early and built a lead. At one point, it was 13 points at 25-12. That was the largest lead, and now it's up to 34-19. So with this 15-point lead, the new largest lead, St. Ed's trying to figure out what's working and keep with it and give Ashton Spears a good little breather as Phillips sees his first time of the evening. Lubbock Christian trying to get back on pace, and they could use any breather they can because they run a short rotation. 9:34 left in the first half. We're back to action here as Asrick inbounds on the side out. Copley operating the dribble on the right side. Gets a screen from Fowler. Asrick has his ball kicked out of bounds by Garza. "20 seconds to shoot here. Chrysler lets Copley call out a play from the left side. Screen coming from Fowler. McKendry hedges on Copley. A pass to the corner. Asrick rattles into 3. Kleiman finds McKendry on the block. Garza curling off a screen, lets a 3 fly, and he connects. 37-22. 15-point lead here for St. Ed's. 8:48 left in the first. Copley uses a screen by Fowler to the left wing. It's Chrysler. He picks up the dribble at the mid-post, lets a mid-range jumper hit. Kleiman in the front court for St. Ed's. Popping out is Phillips. Top of the key, Sherville. Kleiman gets it to Garza, and Garza knocks down a defender. The baseline official calls an offensive foul. I think the sideline official almost wanted to call a blocking foul. He deferred to his teammate on the floor, and it'll be a turnover on St. Ed's. 13-point advantage for the Hilltoppers, 37-24. The ball in the hands of Lubbock Christian. Copley uses a screen by Fowler. Bounce pass to Chrysler. He had a notion on 3, instead works it to the corner. Asrick picks up his dribble at the top of the key, and a bad pass intended for Fowler, stolen away by McKendry. Kleiman lets a 3 go, and he hits it. 40-24, biggest lead of the evening for St. Ed's, 16. 7:50 left in the first half. Copley runs a horns play to the left side, uses a Fowler screen. Proctor popping out, picks up his dribble. Left wing, Copley. Down low to Fowler. I think that was last touched by McKendry as it goes out of bounds. And the dead ball takes us to our under 8-minute media timeout. 7:39 left to play in the first half. It's been all St. Ed's here. 40-24. Keep it tuned in to SHN Sports as more tournament action continues in a moment. .7:39 left to play in the first half. It's 40-24. St. Ed's with the 16-point advantage over Lubbock Christian. Fowler, Copley, Chrysler, Azrit, and Proctor, the 5 on the floor for Lubbock Christian. They'll have the inbounds here with 14 seconds to shoot. A lob to the rim. Proctor thought about the jam. Instead alters his shot, misses it, but it's an offensive rebound by Copley. Here's Azrit. Kicking it out straight away. 3 is off the mark by Fowler, and the rebound grabbed by Sherville. Plyman into the front court. Garza looks for a pass. Phillips gives it to Sherville, back to the basket, protects it from Proctor, and backing up is Plyman. The lob to Sherville. He's triple teamed. The ball worked around. A Garza pump fakes Proctor off his feet, steps into a left elbow jumper, and he hits. 7 minutes straight up to play in the first half. It's 42-24. Copley uses a screen by Proctor. Left to him, Chrysler. Fowler isolated on the block, backs down against McKendry. Trying to find some space. A floater off the glass, no good. Rebound grabbed by Sherville. Climbing into the front court. Ran a screen by Sherville. Stopped by Proctor, and then Proctor blocks the shot at the block, and it's picked up by Copley. Copley into the front court. Waits for his teammates. Gets it off to Fowler in the middle of the paint. Fowler is called for a 3-second violation. It's a turnover on Lubbock Christian. 6:24 left in the first half, and St. Ed's can build on a 42-24 lead. Plyman watching a play develop as elevator screens are set for Garza to the left corner. Backing down is Sherville. Finds some space on the baseline and gets the bucket to go. 20-point lead for St. Ed's. 6 minutes straight up to play in the first half. Copley orchestrates the offense. Floppy action popping out as Azrit. Proctor back to the basket. Guarded by Sherville. Backs down on the block. Spin into the paint, a hook shot no good, but a foul. Sherville picks up the personal. That'll be his first. The 7th team foul. 2 shots coming up for Proctor. Rashawn Proctor at the line. He hits the first of 2. He's a 61% free throw shooter on this season, averaging 9 points, an assist, 4.5 rebounds. Yesterday, he played 36 minutes, had 12 points, 9 rebounds. 4 of those were offensive rebounds, 2 assists, a block, and went 5 of 9 from the field. He splits the pair here, and full court pressure brought on by Lubbock Christian. Plyman gets it to Sherville. Sherville advances it ahead to Phillips. A lob to the rim. McKendry thought about the dunk. He was fouled, and no shot as the follow won't count, but I think it'll be a 1-and-1 situation here for McKendry as Copley picks up the personal. That'll be his second personal foul. And McKendry will go to the line here. He is 2 for 2 on the line from the evening. He hits the front end of the 1-and-1. 5:36 left in the first half, and it's a 20-point lead after that free throw. McKendry has that one spin out and back in on him. Copley works it left to the key. Proctor at the free throw line. Finds Azra cutting to the basket, and Fowler underneath the bucket and lays it in. Much needed basket there as Fowler's a beast down low. Shoots 54% on the season. A mess up on the dribble handoff there between Sherville and Plyman. Taking the other way is Proctor, and Proctor knocked away from behind by Garza. Garza, pesky defender, will go ahead and bring us to a 30-second timeout called by St. Ed's. 5:04 left in the first half. 46-27 your score. St. Ed's with a 19-point advantage. Keep it right here. We'll be right back. After that quick timeout, it'll be Azrit about to inbound here for Lubbock Christian with 26 seconds to shoot. Fowler, Thompson, Chrysler, and Copley, the 5 on the floor for Lubbock Christian. That ball sails out of bounds, and the officials talking things over. They thought it was Lubbock Christian ball. St. Ed's is convinced it's their ball because they don't think anybody touched it, but the officials want to talk things over, and it was deflected partially is what they'll determine. Lubbock Christian basketball. 5:01 left to play in the first half, and a little bit of a break there caught by Lubbock Christian as the fans don't agree with that call. Chrysler will inbound. Copley in the quarter. Azra had a notion on three. Good close out by Haas. Screen by Fowler. A trap there as Azra passes it out to Copley. Copley around a Fowler screen down to the right lane line. Here's Fowler stepping into a free throw on jump shot. Passes out of the shot. Right lane. Copley, he will hit the three and give Fowler the assist. 4:38 left in the first half. It's 46-30. Phillips lets a three fly and connects. He answers back with a three of his own and pushes the lead back to 19. Chrysler lobs it into Fowler. Fowler collects and goes through the contact for the and one. Lucas Doria committing the personal foul for Doria. That's his first personal foul, the 8th team foul for the Hilltoppers. Fowler can't complete the and one, and the rebound grabbed by Haas. Haas lets floppy action develop as Garza pops out to the right wing. A lob to Haas at the block. He had to collect the ball, kicks it out. Left corner, three off the mark by Phillips. Offensive rebound by Sherville. Sherville gets it out to Haas, and they'll have a fresh 30. Instead, it'll be a three by Garza off the front of the rim, and the rebound comes down to Lubbock Christian. Copley got away with a double dribble, and the official says he bobbles it, which doesn't count as a travel. He gets a fresh dribble, apparently, and here on the left side, Copley tries to drive. Thompson, Chrysler driving inside, a floater in the lane, yes. .326 left in the first half. It's St. Ed's ball. Popping out of the elevator screens is Garza. He gives up to Sherville. His three off the mark, and the rebound grabbed by Fowler. Copley calls out a play. A horn set run here. He'll use Fowler's screen to the left side, guarded tightly by Garza, around a screen by Thompson. He stops at the right elbow. To the corner, Chrysler. Copley has 10 seconds to shoot, uses a Fowler screen, hedged on by Doria. His three at the end of the shot clock rims out and is batted out of bounds. Last touch by Fowler, and That'll take us to a timeout on the floor. 2:51 left in the first half. It's 49-34 lead for St. Ed's as they have been in control of this ball game all half long. More action here on SHN Sports as play resumes in a moment. .251 left in the first half. It's 49-34. St. Ed's with the lead over Lubbock Christian in this round 2 game. Leading all scorers is Brendan Fowler with 15 points, but St. Edward's with a very balanced attack have 2 players in double figures, Dorian Lopez with 10 and Ryan Garza with 10 as well. Haas in the backcourt is trapped. He gets it in the front court, Garza, and that full court pressure will back off as Lubbock Christian falls into a 2-3 zone for the first time this evening. Haas looking for some help as they try to navigate this zone. They have 9 seconds to shoot. A lot of time wasted in the backcourt and trying to figure out the zone here in the left corner. Letting a 3 fly, and off the mark is Phillips. Rebounded by Fowler. 2:20 left in the first half. A little bit of a mix-up there as Lubbock Christian trying to throw St. Ed's off. Copley working a left-hand dribble between the jump circles. Azareth popped out, but instead to the corner, it's Chrysler. Chrysler drives middle and can't get his mid-post shot to fall, and then a loose ball foul will be called here. And I think that goes against St. Ed's. It does. Sherville picks up the personal foul. Sherville's second personal foul, the 9th team foul. 1-and-1 situation in effect here. Kobe Thompson will go to the line. Thompson's first free throws of the evening. He was a perfect 10 of 10 from the charity stripe yesterday in the win against the Colorado School of Mines. He misses this one here. Sherville grabs the defensive board. Haas working against the full court pressure. Sherville will be in the backcourt to help him out. Haas just gets the ball as Azareth was playing the passing lanes, and then a whistle stops play. I think an offensive foul called on Haas will be a turnover here. They didn't clearly say if it was an offensive foul or an over and back. I thought it was an offensive foul. They just pointed in the direction of Lubbock Christian to indicate that they got the ball. McKendry trying to sneak in here to check in, and I think Andre Cook wants an explanation. Well, the broadcasters aren't going to get an explanation here. A minute 49 left in the first half. 49-34 your score. Lubbock Christian sends it into the backcourt for Copley to set up the offense. Copley directs traffic. Chrysler between the circles. It's Thompson. Azra looking for space on the baseline. Good defense by Haas. And Haas knocked in the passing lanes. The ball hit in the backcourt, picked up by Thompson. Thompson to the lane, loses the handle. Ball chased down by Chrysler. He hits the deck as he runs into Fowler. McKendry comes up with the ball, and here comes Haas into the front court. Haas around a McKendry screen. Guarded tightly by Azareth. Bounce pass down low. Shot good enough, foul for Dorian. Lucas Doria with the and-one opportunity. Thompson picks up the personal foul. That's his third. Proctor will check in. That's the 8th team foul on Lubbock Christian. Doria at the free throw line. completes the and one. Copley in the front court. Fowler on the left side here. Popping out to Chrysler. He came off of his right foot, but not his pivot foot. Copley whips it inside. As reverse layup is good. Under a minute to play, 52 seconds. St. Ed's up 52-36. Haas wants to burn a little clock. Haas backing down, draws a double team. Right wing Phillips, a three. No good. Offensive rebound by Haas, though. Haas dribbles out, and he'll have an opportunity to burn some clock. The difference between the shot clock and the game clock is only about 4 seconds here. So St. Ed's might want to hold here, and they will, just to burn some time. Haas at midcourt. Phillips swings it to Garza on the left wing. Cross-court pass to Phillips, top of the key. Haas, he lets a three go and hits at the end of the shot clock. 4 seconds left here. Copley tries to get a shot off from three-quarter courts, just off the mark, and that's the end of the first half. After 20 minutes complete, here on the campus of St. Edward's, it's all Hilltoppers, 55-36. Keep it tuned in to SHN Sports. We're going to have a 15-minute halftime. We'll go over stats and then the start of the second half here on SHN Sports. Halftime here at the campus of St. Ed's University, and it is all St. Ed's at the moment. It is 55-36. We're about 10 minutes away from the start of the second half. I'm Carl Schoening. Happy you guys stayed with us here at halftime. I'll go over some halftime statistics, starting off with the 2 seed, St. Edward's. They have 55 points as a team. Going over some individual statistics, there's a tie for team high in points, although it's very balanced scoring among them. Dorian Lopez has 10 points in 10 minutes, 4-5 shooting from the field, 2 of 2 from deep, and a rebound to go along with those 10 points, as well as a steal. 10 points as well for Ryan Garza off the bench. In 11 minutes, he has those 10 points on 3 of 4 shooting from the field, 2 of 3 from deep, and he knocked down his 2 free throw attempts on the game for Ryan Garza. That's it for double-figure scores for St. Ed's. Also scoring for the Hilltoppers, 8 points for Ashton Spears in 10 minutes. He has gone 2 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from deep, knocked down both of his free throw attempts, and also has 4 assists to go along with those 8 points. 7 points for Lucas Doria. In 13 minutes, Doria has gone a perfect 3 of 3 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, and has also had an assist and 2 steals for Lucas Doria. Multiple players scoring 5 points. It's August Haas with 5 points in 14 minutes on 2 of 2 shooting from the field. Knocked down is only 3. He's actually 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Has 2 rebounds and 3 assists with 2 steals for Haas and his 5 points. 5 points for Corey Sherville. Sherville in 17 minutes has gone 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from deep, has 5 rebounds, and that's it for Sherville. 4 points for Corey McKendry, all of those coming from the free throw line, and he also has a block shot and 2 rebounds. 3 points for both of Sean Phillips and Luke Plyman, as they provide some scoring off of the bench for the 55 points for St. Ed's. Now going into individual statistics for Lubbock Christian, they've scored 36 points. They are led in scoring by the game high of 15 from Brennan Fowler. Fowler in 20 minutes, that's right, he played the whole first half. He's played every minute of this tournament because he played 40 minutes last night against the Colorado School of Mines. The senior, getting a heavy workload, has gone 7 of 10 from the field, 1 of 3 from behind the arc, missed his only free throw attempt, has also grabbed 5 rebounds and an assist in his 20 minutes. 13 points from Isaac Azrit in 19 minutes. Azrit has gone 5 of 5 from the field, 3 of 3 from deep, and has also gotten 2 assists in his 19 minutes of play. 4 points from Silas Chrysler. In 13 minutes, he's gone 2 of 5 from the field, missed both of his 3-point attempts, grabbed 2 rebounds, and got an assist. And Cameron Copley has 3 points in 19 minutes on 1 of 2 shooting from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. And scoring 1 point is Rashawn Proctor. Proctor 0 for 2 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and has a block and a steal in 16 minutes. About 6.5 minutes until the start of the second half. Some team statistics here, as Lubbock Christian is shooting 15 of 27 from the field. That's good for 55.6%. They are 5 of 11 from behind the arc and went 1 of 4 from the charity stripe. St. Ed's 18 of 26 from the field, 69% from the field shooting, 10 of 15 from behind the arc. That's 66% shooting from deep, and they have made 9 of their 11 free throws. That's good for 82%, as St. Edward's has just been blazing so far in this second round matchup against Lubbock Christian. Points in the paint led by Lubbock Christian, 18-14 over St. Ed's. Points off turnovers, St. Ed's has the 18-5 advantage, as St. Ed's has only turned the ball over 4 times. Lubbock Christian has turned it over 9 times. Second chance points, 5 points for St. Edward's, 4 points for Lubbock Christian. And off of the bench, St. Ed's winning that margin 20-4. The score was only tied one time, and the largest lead by Lubbock Christian was 2 back at the 1948 mark when they scored the opening basket of the game. The Hilltoppers tied it up on the next possession and have not looked back since. St. Ed's has had multiple 21-point leads as their largest lead. They currently have a 19-point lead here at the half. And St. Ed's has been leading for 19 minutes, 3 seconds. The game was tied for 40 seconds. Lubbock Christian had the lead for 17 seconds. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left until the start of the second half. Keep it tuned in here to SHN Sports for the start of the second half. Once again, I'm Carl Schoening. A big shout out to Rob Hipp, who is producing this off-site, but keeping an eye on the broadcast, the director of operations for SHN Sports, our producers this evening, Michael Francis and Nathan Height, as well as our camera operators, Travis Banks and Brad Tillery. One more time, 4 minutes until the start of the second half. Keep it tuned in here on SHN Sports. It's the start of the second half here as St. Ed's, the 2 seed in the South Central bracket of the NCAA Division II basketball tournament, is leading the 6th-seeded Lubbock Christian University Chaps 55-36. Spears here as play starts up again, gives it up to Lopez. Haas gets it down low. Backing down, Doria underneath and can't get the shot to go as he gets the offensive rebound sitting on his butt, and the rebound gets out to Lopez. Spears will have only 6 seconds to shoot. I guess the shot clock didn't reset here as Haas, not sure if he's aware of it. Sherville is. His 3 is good at the end of the shot clock. Sherville with his 8th point on that 3. Gives the Hilltoppers their largest lead of the ball game. 22 here as Copley operates the dribble. Lobs to Fowler. Fowler's 3 off the inside of the rim, and skying for the rebound is Sherville. Haas wants to push the break the other way. Takes it into the lane. Euro step. Loses the handle. It's grabbed by Proctor. Copley pulls back. Proctor straight away. Crosses over in the paint. Has it knocked away and picked up by Haas. Haas slows things down. Plenty of time left here as Haas kicks it to Sherville, and Spears will operate the dribble. Sherville drives baseline and has his shot blocked by a combination of Proctor and Fowler. Proctor comes up with it. Copley will take it into the front court. Copley around a Fowler screen. Azrit here uses a Fowler rescreen to the top of the key. Copley, the right wing. Left wing, Chrysler, his 3. An air ball on the floor. The rebound grabbed by Fowler. His follow doesn't go, and then Lopez comes down to the defensive board. Haas will let Spears operate to the right side. Sherville. Cross screen here, opens up Spears. His 3 rattles out, and knocking the ball out of play. I believe it was last touched by Ed, and Lubbock Christian was the one who gets told that they were the ones who touched it last. Thought it might have been knocked out by Lucas Doria. Instead, it'll be St. Ed's ball. 17:54 here in the second half. And here's Spears operating out of the corner. Gives up to Lopez. Sherville to the mid-post. He's fouled. Fowler picks up his first personal foul. First team foul here in the second half for either team as Lubbock Christian gets it. And Lopez's long 2 is blocked. Here coming the other way is Copley as Proctor picked up the denial. Copley's deep 3 off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Lopez. It goes out of his hands but picked up by Lucas Doria. Haas on the right wing. Bounce pass to Lopez. He's on the block, backing down against the smaller Copley. Underneath to Doria, and Doria's reverse no good, and whistles foul here as Lucas Doria tried to go after the rebound, and he picks up his second personal foul. First team foul on St. Ed's here with 17:11 left in the second half. Copley down the left sideline. Fading away is Fowler. And Copley's pass intended for Azrit. Azrit wasn't looking, and it sails out of bounds. Turnover on Lubbock Christian. 17 minutes straight up to play here as Haas casually brings it into the front court. Left elbow Doria. Faces up against Fowler, and a foul off of the ball. Looks like it'll go against Thompson. Beg your pardon, it'll be Azrit who picks up the personal. And one more time, it was 13, not 14. It was Silas Chrysler who picks up the personal foul. Haas inbounds it to Spears. Lopez gives up to Haas. Haas takes it down the left lane line. Shot off the glass and in. (60-36). 16:33 here. It's Azrit between the jump circles. Left wing Chrysler down to Fowler on the block. And A pass intended for Copley is picked up by Proctor. Proctor on the block makes the most out of a misinterpretation of the situation. He lays it in. Sherville around a Lopez screen. Lopez, left wing, 3, doesn't go. Fowler with the defensive board. Azrit will take it into the front court. Azrit guarded by Spears. Copley on the right side. Copley pump fakes Lopez off of his feet to the left corner. A 3 by Azrit. Best look he'll get all night, can't go. Rebound batted to the corner, and it's grabbed by Doria. He's fouled by Azrit. Azrit picks up the personal foul. That's his third personal. The third team foul on Lubbock Christian, and it takes us to our under 16-minute media timeout. 15:40 left in the second half. It's a 60-38 lead as St. Ed's with the commanding lead of 22 over the Lubbock Christian Chaps. More Division II NCAA basketball tournament action continues when play resumes here from the campus of St. Edward's. .40 left in the second half. It's a 60-38 lead for St. Ed's over Lubbock Christian. St. Ed's largest lead was 24 earlier this half at the 16:48 mark. It'll be St. Ed's ball out of the timeout. Lopez, Haas, Spears, Sherville, and Doria, the 5 on the court for the Hilltoppers. They'll run a horn set to the right side. Spears using a screen from Lopez, guarded by Thompson. Spears had a notion on the 3. Instead, he'll penetrate to the right lane line. He has his pass deflected back to him. Into the corner, Sherville, the ball worked to Lopez. Haas on the left wing, penetrates to the paint. Left-hand shot off the glass and in. Whistle stop play here. It was a delay of game warning on Haas, as I guess he knocked the ball away after he made the bucket. And that will result in just a warning. The next time it happens, it's a technical foul. Copley. There's Thompson taking into the paint. Right corner, Chrysler 3. Yes. Lubbock Christian needed that one. Spears on the right wing, tries to answer back, can't get it to fall. Chrysler with the defensive board. Here's Copley taking it into the front court. Head on a swivel. He starts to slow things down, uses a screen by Fowler. Bounce pass to Thompson, who's fouled by Lopez on the block. Lopez picks up his third personal foul. That's the second team foul on the Hilltoppers here with 14:42 left in the second half. The corner 3 by Chrysler. Yes. Back-to-back corner 3s by Silas Chrysler. It's 62-44. Lubbock Christian trying to chip away at this lead. They have plenty of time left to get back in this ballgame. Haas operates the dribble to the right sideline. Free throw line, it's Doria. Bounce pass to Sherville. Right back, a give and go to Doria. And he'll go to the line and shoot 2 as he was fouled on his way to the rim. Foul goes against Cameron Copley. Copley's third personal foul, the fourth team foul on the Chaps, and Lucas Doria here will be shooting a pair of free throws. Doria hits the first of 2. He's 2 for 2 on the evening after that make. Doria had 6 points last night against Angelo State. He makes both free throws here. Back to a 20-point lead for St. Ed's. Azrit in the corner. Here's Copley, guarded tightly by Spears, and Spears a little too tight. Picks up the personal foul. That's his third personal foul and the third team foul on St. Ed's. 14-10 left in the second half. Azrit will inbound. Fowler pops out and gives it right back to Azrit. Copley working against Spears. Fowler finds Chrysler as there's a foul off ball. Haas will be whistled for the personal as Copley hit the deck. That's the first personal foul on Haas. Fourth team foul on St. Ed's. 20 seconds on the shot clock here as it resets after the foul. Azrit inbounds it to Chrysler, and Copley will have it on the right side, unguarded by Spears. Thompson left to the key. To the corner, Chrysler, bounce pass to Fowler on the block. Backing down against Doria, trying to muscle his way into the paint. He gets his right hand hook to fall.
Can you do that?
64-46, 13:33 left. Haas sends it to the popping out Sherville. Haas with 15 seconds to shoot. Left wing Sherville, his three, hits back rim and rebounded by Thompson. Copley hands it to Azrit. Azrit drives baseline, loses the handle on the way up, gets his own miss. That should have been a travel, no call, and the rebound batted around to Sherville. Sherville. Inside the arc, it's Doria. Hands it off to Haas here. 15 seconds to shoot. Popping out Spears on the floppy action. And a carry is called. A turnover on St. Ed's. Ryan Garza checks into the game. He points out Sherville, who will take a breather. 12:47 left in the second half. 64-46. The score here as Copley will point out a play from the sidelines and then relay the information to his teammates. Azrit on the left wing, looking for a Fowler post up instead. He stumbles into the paint. Fowler pops out to help him out. Fowler takes it into the lane. Right-hand floater off the rim, no good. Rebound hit in the air by Thompson, and then Thompson fouls Lopez on the rebound, and that'll be St. Ed's basketball. So Thompson picked up his third personal foul. That's the fifth team foul on Lubbock Christian. And St. Ed's with the basketball and the big lead. Haas uses a screen by McKendry. Lopez pulls things out here, 20 seconds to shoot. Spears on the left sideline. Haas wants a screen. Lopez didn't hear him the first time, now sets it on the other side. He goes away from that screen. Haas, a floater in the lane, no good, and the rebound grabbed by Copley. Copley directs traffic as he takes it into the front court. Picks up his dribble to the top of the key. Lopez guarding him tightly. Spears trying to help out on the trap. Here's Azrit driving baseline. Underneath Thompson. He gets the shot to go off the glass and in. 64-48. 11:43 left here in the second half. Spears on the left wing around a McKendry screen. Lopez at the top. To the right side, Haas. Garza open for three. Straight away, knocks it down. Copley around a screen by Fowler. Finds Fowler rolling into the bucket, and a shot good and a foul there as Fowler was fouled on the shot attempt. Picking up the personal, Ryan Garza. And when we come back, it'll be Fowler going to the line for the and one opportunity. 11:19 left in the second half. It's 67-50 here on the campus of St. Ed's. 11:19 left to play in the second half. It's a 67-55 lead. St. Ed's with a 17-point advantage. Fowler will be going to the free throw line here to try and complete an and one. We have a review on the court. Couldn't tell you what the review is about. Seems like it might be going against St. Ed's as Andre Cook is trying to look into it. And it looks like they're reviewing the and one. Not sure what they exactly said. Let's see if Mason Robinson, the public address, will give us a hint. Andre Cook doesn't seem to be happy with whatever it might be. So Fowler will try and complete the and one here. Not sure what the review is about, but doesn't seem to affect the score of the game as Fowler completes the three-point play. 11:11 left in the second half, 67-51. St. Ed's with the lead in the basketball. Haas patiently watching a play develop. Spears popping out to the left wing. Lopez on the baseline. Cross-court pass to Haas. Haas uses the McKendry screen into the paint. Here's Lopez, dribbled the ball, but the foul stops play. Looks like the foul came on the pass, and it'll go against Lubbock Christian. Zach Stepp, who was checking in for the first time here. This is his first shift. The redshirt sophomore picks up the personal foul. The sixth team foul on Lubbock Christian. Of course, Stepp's first personal foul. Spears on the baseline. Haas on the left wing operates the dribble to the jump circle. Around to McKendry, screen takes down the left lane line. Shot blocked out of bounds by Fowler. Spears, straightaway three. Yes. Ashton Spears hasn't been needed too much tonight, but he adds on to his total. He breaks double digits. He has 11 points following that three. Copley's pass is wide of Steps. Trying to save it was Fowler. Goes out of bounds, and the ball goes to St. Ed's. 10:24 left in the second half. It's a 19-point St. Ed's lead. They can't get complacent, but they can start to feel good. Haas into the front court. Spears gets to Garza around a Lopez screen. Lobs to Spears. He had a notion on the deep three. Instead, it'll take a step back. Left corner three. It's an air ball. Lopez with the offensive rebound. His fall doesn't go. The second time is the charm, though, as he got two offensive rebounds and the second follow went. Azrit gives it up to Steps. Fowler backs down against McKendry. Right-hand hook off the glass and in. And the official stops play to point something out here, as I guess they want an assistant on St. Ed's to take a seat. The officials have been doing a good job of, or have been making it a point here to make sure that the assistant coaches don't get too rowdy on the sidelines this weekend. Play resumes here. Spears gives it up to Haas, and Haas will slow things down. 15 seconds to shoot. McKendry sets a high screen. Haas uses that to the left elbow. Lopez right of the key three off the back of the rim, and it's rebounded by Azrit. Azrit down the left sideline uses a screen by Fowler, hedged on by McKendry. Spears catches up. Copley here between the jump circles. Fowler has to chase down a wide pass, and Azrit has 14 seconds to shoot, guarded by Spears. Copley hands it off. Azrit behind the back dribble. He has 4 seconds to shoot, and he traveled with it. There's a turnover on Lubbock Christian. Sherville checks in as Lopez takes a break. 8:59 left in the second half. 72-53. St. Ed's with the lead. They're trying to add on to it right here. Haas uses the screen by Sherville. Sherville at the top of the key, protecting his dribble against Proctor. Haas back to the basket, working against Copley. Sherville had it knocked away from him by Azrit. Azrit clear, sailing all the way in for the layup. It's too strong, but a foul, and Azrit will go to the line to shoot 2. Personal goes against Sherville. For Sherville, that's his 3rd personal foul. That is the 6th team foul on St. Ed's. They added it quickly on the scoreboard, so it's 6 team fouls apiece for both teams. And Isaac Azrit will go to the line, shooting his first free throws of the evening. Makes the first of 2. Lopez will check in as he gives a quick 5 to Spears, who heads to the bench. Azrit in 33 minutes last night against the Colorado School of Mines had 21 points, went 7 of 14 from the field, made 2 of his 3 three-point attempts, and hit 5 of his 8 free throw attempts. He knocks down the second one there. 72-55, 8:30 left in the second half. Haas uses a screen by Lopez down the left lane line, loses the dribble, goes off his knee, and it's a turnover on St. Ed's. Copley after the turnover. Ball worked around to the left side. Copley to the right wing, guarded by Garza. Proctor had a notion on 3. Now he lets his 11th 3 of the season fly. It's off the back of the rim, and the rebound grabbed by Sherville. Haas here. Sherville rotates it to Garza on the left wing. Sherville back to the basket, backing down against Chrysler, and no shot here as he traveled with it. Turnover on St. Ed's. That brings us to our under 8-minute media timeout. 7:52 left in the second half. It's 72-55. St. Ed's with the lead over Lubbock Christian. Keep it tuned in here for more NCAA Division II action, as this is the second round matchup between St. Ed's and Lubbock Christian. If you've been joining us all week, and Lubbock Christian defeated the Colorado School of Mines in an upset as the 6 seed knocked off a 3 seed to get to this round. St. Ed's hit a game-winning buzzer beater by August Haas last night against Angelo State to win 82-81. I'm Carl Schoening. This is SHN Sports. If you're a fan of Central Texas sports, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We do a lot of great stuff all around Central Texas, including anytime St. Ed's wants us to do something for them. We're always happy to help them out, as they are being gracious hosts this weekend, as it's been a fun first-time experiment. West Texas A&M, the men and women's basketball teams, are hosting first-round regionals, so they have split it up to where half of the South Central men's bracket is playing here at St. Ed's. And it's been a fun weekend. On top of everything else going on in Austin, Texas, with South by Southwest and other fun events, we have NCAA basketball as well. Happy you guys can watch it from home or wherever you might be in the world. Lubbock Christian ball out of the timeout. Chrysler out there with Azrit, Copley, Fowler, and Proctor. Azrit guarded by Haas here. Uses the screen by Fowler, kicks it out to Proctor on the left wing. Proctor down the right lane line, shot off the glass and in. That's more of his game. 72-57. Don't count out the Chaps yet. They bring on full court pressure. Lopez advances to Sherville, and Haas will slow things down. Haas takes it into the paint. His shot in mid-paint is good. The Lubbock Christian fans here in attendance trying to urge their team on for one final push as we hit the 7:07 mark in the second half. Azrit works the dribble down the right lane line. He's fouled. He'll shoot 2 free throws. McKendry wants it on the floor. Instead, it'll be 2 shots. That's the 7th team foul on St. Ed's. Haas picks up his 2nd personal foul. And Azrit will be shooting the 2 free throws. That first one rims out. Azrit now 2 of 3 on the evening after that miss from the charity stripe. He splits the pair here, 74-58. Back to the full court pressure. Passing out of it is Haas to Lopez. Haas comes back into the court and gets it ahead to Sherville in the front court. St. Ed's fans cheering on their team here as they want to burn a little clock. Haas around a screen by McKendry. Picks up his dribble. Popping out is Garza. Garza to the left elbow curling off the screen. Can't hit the jump shot. Copley around a couple screens from Proctor, and Fowler loses the handle, chases it down to the back court, behind the back dribble, and then splits the defense. A floater in the lane off the back of the rim. Rebound grabbed by McKendry. McKendry hands it off to Haas. Haas with the left-hand dribble on the left wing. Takes to the left block. His shot blocked by Proctor. He gets it back. Haas's follow no good, and the rebound comes to Fowler. Copley right-hand dribble on the left side. Fowler will set a screen here. Slips to the basket, and then Chrysler gets to the left corner. His mid-range jumper is good. 14-point ball game here as Lubbock Christian cutting into the St. Ed's lead. 5:43 left in the second half. Haas with the left-hand dribble at midcourt. Runs a horn set to the right side as he uses McKendry's screen, and then a kick ball on the bounce pass will reset the shot clock to 20 seconds. And a baseline inbounds here for the Hilltoppers. Doria and Spears check back in as Garza and McKendry head to the bench. Spears gets it into Lopez. Lopez has it go off his foot into the backcourt, and that's over and back as he picks it up. Mad at himself as Spears gave him a good feed. Lopez wasn't quite ready for it, and it's a turnover on the Hilltoppers. And with their lead, which was once as much as 24, cut down to 14 here with 5:31 left. Lubbock Christian trying to find one last surge here before the last media timeout. Azrit, step back mid-range jumper. Rattles it home. The lead's down to 12. Full court pressure brought on. Lopez picks the ball up, and a foul called as Azrit bodied him up, and Azrit picks up his 4th personal foul. That's the 7th team foul, so 1-and-1 situation. In fact, Lopez will go to the line. Lopez hasn't shot a free throw this evening. As he goes to the line, last night he was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Lopez hits the front end of the 1-and-1. He's a 66% free throw shooter on the season. Lopez misses the second one. 5:12 left in the second half. Lubbock Christian trying to cut into a 13-point St. Ed's lead. Copley, guarded by Spears. Proctor faces up. Fowler in the paint. Uses a power dribble. He's fouled on his way to the rim as Doria is the one whistled for the foul. Doria picks up his 3rd personal foul. That's the 8th team foul on St. Ed's. 2 free throws here for Brennan Fowler. Fowler hits the first of 2. On the evening, he's now 2 of 3 for 23 points. Fowler makes both free throws, and it's an 11-point ball game. 4:55 left in the second half. Haas into the front court. Lopez right of the key. Hands it off to Spears. Spears working against Proctor. Pulls the dribble back to the right wing, down the right lane line. Adjusts his shot and passes out of it. Here's Lopez into the paint. Underneath the basket. A shot no good, but a foul. And Haas will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Picking up the personal is Rashawn Proctor. Proctor picks up his first personal foul. That's the 8th team foul, but 2 free throws coming up here. As Lucas Doria will go to the line. Beg your pardon, I thought it was Haas. They have similar haircuts. Similar numbers too, 13 and 10. Saw the number as Doria hits the free throw. Thompson checks out as Azrick comes back into the game. He'll give some information to the rebounders, Fowler and Proctor. 4:39 left in the second half. And Doria hits both free throws. Much needed for St. Ed's there. They're going to bring some full court pressure here to try and get Lubbock Christian to waste some time in the backcourt. Proctor lobs it over to Copley. Copley into the front court. The St. Ed's bench wanted 10 seconds, and the officials either missed it or Lubbock Christian just got it across in time. Chrysler on the left wing. Fowler back to the basket 15 feet away, spins to the baseline. His turnaround jump shot is good. It's back to an 11-point St. Ed's lead. 4:07 left in the second half. Left elbow Doria. Watch the cross screen set up for Sherville. Popping out is Haas. Straightaway 3 off the front of the rim. Backboard. No good, but a foul on the rebound as Fowler commits the personal. And Doria will be going to the line when play resumes here. The 9th team foul on Lubbock Christian. Fowler picks up his second personal foul. 3:55 left to play in the ball game, and Lubbock Christian trying to make a comeback. They've cut what was once a 24-point lead to 11. Don't go anywhere. More second-round action from the NCAA Division II basketball tournament continues in a moment on SHN Sports. .355 left in the second half as an 11-point ball game. St. Ed's with the lead. Doria here will be shooting a 1-and-1 situation as he was fouled by Fowler before the media timeout. Lucas Doria will hit the front end of the 1-and-1. He's 6 for 6 on the evening from the free throw line. Doria hits both, and that's much needed for St. Ed's to get a little breathing room as they saw their 24-point lead cut to 11 twice here in the last couple of minutes. And full court pressure brought on. Lopez knocks it out of bounds as he played the passing lanes to Proctor. Proctor will inbound on the side out, 23 seconds to shoot. Into the backcourt, Copley. Copley guarded by Spears, runs the horn set to the right side around a Chrysler screen. Fowler backing down to the paint as Copley tried to get it to Fowler, and it goes off the rim and the net, picked up by Haas. Haas will slow things down here. 20 seconds to shoot, plenty of time for St. Ed's. Floppy action develops underneath the basket, nobody popping out. A down screen set for Spears, and then he gets a screen from Doria, his 3 off the mark, and 25 seconds used on that possession by St. Ed's. Copley around a Proctor screen. Picks up his dribble. He's on the line, so he wants to get Proctor in for a higher percentage two-shot. His turnaround hook shot is good. Proctor makes an 11-point lead again. 2:53 left in the second half. Lopez straight away. Yes! Big three right there as Dorian Lopez extends the lead. 82-68, 2:30 left in the second half. Copley gets a screen from Fowler. Hesitates to the free throw line. Proctor, mid-post jab steps against Lopez, spins to the block and rolls it off the glass and in. The timeout called, 30-second variety by Lubbock Christian. 2:18 left to play in the second half. It's a 12-point lead. St. Ed's has had a commanding lead all ball game, and if Lubbock Christian was ever to pull anything out of their hat right now, they would need to do it. They're facing the season on the brink. These teams, Heartland Conference opponents, split the first two games as Lubbock Christian won back in Lubbock on March 2nd, and St. Ed's picked up the victory here on the campus of St. Edward's, as they call the court the Hilltop here, back on January 24th. The last time St. Ed's lost was to these Lubbock Christian Chaps. In that game back on January 24th, Isaac Azrit had 27 points as he was dueling with Ashton Spears, who had 28 to lead all scorers. Brendan Fowler added in 16 points, but it was St. Ed's balanced scoring of three other players in double figures with Lopez, Dory, and Plyman scoring 10. That helped St. Ed's win that matchup on the 24th. And then back on March 2nd, three scorers in double figures of Proctor, Fowler, and Chrysler. 23 points for Proctor, 17 for Fowler, and 10 for Chrysler helped Lubbock Christian pick up the victory over St. Ed's back on March 2nd. Full court pressure brought on here by Lubbock Christian as St. Ed's tries to break it. 2:14 left in the second half, and a foul in the backcourt by Chrysler. That will be the 10th team foul. Chrysler picks up his third personal foul. Two free throws coming up here for August Haas.
Number 13, Silas Chrysler is third. Team foul number 10.
So Haas 0 for 2 from the line tonight. Misses the first of two. McKendry checks in as Lopez takes the seat next to the assistant coaches. Haas splits the pair. 2:12 left. Spears will pick up Copley at midcourt. Goes around screens of Proctor and Fowler, takes it to the right wing. And Copley is fouled on his drive to the block. That goes against Ashton Spears. Spears picks up his fourth personal foul, the 9th team foul on St. Ed's. 2:03 left, 1-1 situation here for Copley, as Cameron Copley, the redshirt freshman who shoots 75% from the free throw line, will need both of these points. Thompson back into the game. Azrit to the bench. Copley misses the front end of the 1-and-1, and then a foul on the rebound as Proctor knocked into Lopez, who was skying for the board, and Lopez will go to the line to shoot two. 2:02 left here in the second half, and Lopez can make this a 15-point ball game again.
Fouls on the Chaps, number 10, Rashawn Proctor is second. And to the line for the Hilltoppers, number 4, Dorian Lopez.
Lopez misses the first of two. He'll get one more. Lopez on the evening, now 1 of 3 from the free throw line. He hits the second one, and he'll be subbed out for McKendry. Full court pressure brought on, a 1-2-1-1 press by St. Ed's, broken by Lubbock Christian. I think they were just trying to get the Chaps to waste time in the backcourt. Azrick goes around a couple screens to the left side, pulls up for a mid-range jumper and hits it. Back to a 12-point St. Ed's lead. Doria finds Spears on the left wing, and Spears will back things out. And I think they're going to have to intentionally foul here, but the ball worked over to Sherville. And now Proctor will get the message across to the officials that they were trying to intentionally foul. And St. Ed's probably burned a solid 7 seconds more as Lubbock Christian was trying to foul once the ball got across half court. No rebounders here for St. Ed's as Haas steps up to the free throw line, and they're going to ask for perspiration to be dried up at midcourt.
He's been in the whole time.
Just to make sure players are safe as they cross over what would have been a wet spot and they could have potentially slipped. Haas hits the first of 2. Haas misses the second one as he splits the pair. Minute 25 left here for Lubbock Christian. Spears tries to knock it away from Copley as he takes it into the front court. Haas picks him up. Copley gets a screen from Proctor. Proctor open on the wing, drives down the left lane line. He's fouled. His reverse layup no good. He'll shoot 2. Doria, I believe, picks up the personal. McKendry will be the one who draws the foul. That's the second personal foul on McKendry, the 10th team foul on St. Ed's. Minute 11 left here in the second half. The first of 2 free throws good by Proctor. McKendry checks out Lopez back into the game. Thompson comes into the game as Azritt takes a seat. Second free throw good for Proctor. 11-point ball game. A minute 8 left, and Lubbock Christian trying to force a steal in the backcourt perhaps, though it doesn't look like they're interested in intentionally fouling anymore. So they trap Spears on the corner, and then the turnover is forced by the defensive Proctor as he forced a wide pass that was intended for Sherville. So 56 seconds left, and Lubbock Christian can cut it to single digits. It would take a few miracles for the Chaps to come back, but it's not over until the clock hits 0. Azritt in the front court. Uses the screen by Fowler down the left lane line. Bounce pass to Proctor, who lost the handle, is knocked away by Spears. Proctor got it back and laid it in. Score cut to 9. A trap in the corner. Haas calls a timeout. Good call of the timeout there by Haas, as for the first time since the opening minutes of the ball game, it's a 9-point ball game, as Lubbock Christian has made it 85-76. 47 seconds left here in the second half, and this 30-second timeout was just so St. Ed's could kind of collect themselves. They almost turned it over. Haas, being the smart junior that he is, decided to call a timeout instead of hope that a teammate would come bail him out. Good way to use a timeout here as they get to talk things over. 47.3 seconds left, 9-point ball game. Don't count out the Chaps yet, as the Hilltoppers are going to have to start making their free throws. Lopez will inbound. Gets to Spears. Spears into the front court, takes it to the rim. His shot no good, but a foul, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2. He was fouled by Thompson. Thompson picks up his 5th personal foul. He's fouled out of the ball game. Only about 3 seconds come off of the game clock. 44.5 seconds left here. And Spears will shoot free throws. And during this first free throw, it looks like Lubbock Christian wants to use a timeout. So nobody will be down to rebound during this free throw for Spears. Not sure I've ever seen that. I feel like the officials are telling them that they need to send free throws, rebounders for the free throws. Can't just have an impromptu timeout between free throws. It's 2 shots here for Ashton Spears. McKendry checks in for Lopez. Lopez down there to rebound with Haas as the Hilltoppers will only send 2 rebounders to the 4 for Lubbock Christian. They need to get the defensive board and push the break the other way, as the first free throw is good for Ashton Spears. Back to a 10-point lead, and Spears can make it 11. Spears makes both free throws. It's an 11-point lead, 87-76, 44 seconds left. Full court pressure brought on by St. Ed's to try and make Lubbock Christian burn some clock. They take it to the front court. Azrit's 3 is off the front of the rim. Rebound grabbed by Haas. He's fouled immediately. 36.4 seconds left. Haas will shoot 2 free throws, and the game's pretty much all decided except for the final score. St. Ed's looks like they'll be moving on to the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament as things stand at the moment. Haas makes the first of 2. Haas hits the second, and with an 89-76 lead, Lubbock Christian calls a 30-second timeout. Thank you guys for tuning in here to SHN Sports as we bring you this production of the 1st and 2nd round of the South Central Regional. And it's been a fun weekend here. Lubbock Christian making things interesting here as they cut it to single digits under 2 minutes to play, but it seems to me that unless Lubbock Christian can somehow invent a 13-point play, this will be potentially one of the last few possessions of the season. Chaps probably won't quit until the buzzer sounds, but St. Ed's will bring on full court defense. Azric can run the baseline. Proctor gives it right back to Azric. Azric takes it to the lane. McKendry contests the shot, but no foul. The layup good, and then Haas will be fouled. And the lead back to 11. 2 free throws coming up for Haas, who just knocked down 2 free throws here with 29.7 seconds left in the second half. St. Edward's last night against Angelo State won their first ever NCAA tournament game. Looking to pick up their 2nd one here. Haas hits the first, adding to his point total. Keep it tuned in for postgame as we will bring final stats, and then we'll also send it to the postgame press conference for both teams. Haas knocks down both free throws here, 91-78. 29 seconds left here, as written in the front court. Fowler lets a 3 go, and it's off the mark. The rebound on the floor, grabbed by Garza. Garza's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws with 19.2 seconds left. Chrysler picks up the personal foul. He's fouled out of the ball game and checks out here as Steps comes in, as well as coming in for the first time tonight, Jared Fowler. Fowler, the redshirt freshman seeing his first action of the weekend. So he comes out for his brother, Brennan Fowler. As Brennan Fowler takes his first breather of the first 2 games, Garza hits the first free throw. Garza with one more here. Garza makes the second. It's 93-78 here. Azrit with potentially the final possession for the Chaps. Proctor hop steps in the lane, finger rolls it into the basket, and Spears will take it into the front court. The St. Ed's fans on their feet. As time expires, St. Ed's advances to the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament. Your final score from the Hilltop, 93-80. The St. Edward's Hilltoppers improved to 30-3 on the season. Lubbock Christian's season ends. They fall to 21-10 as their season comes to an end, and the tiebreaker is broken, winning the best out of 3 on the season series and winning the most important game of the year between the 2 teams are the St. Edward's Hilltoppers. They advance in the South Central Region bracket. Big cheers from the fans. I'll let the ambiance take over. So, St. Edward's Hilltoppers advance to the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament. I'm Carl Schoening. We're going to have the post-game press conference for you guys as the final stats will make their way on up here. We'll deliver those to you. In fact, they just come across now. So, the St. Edward's Hilltoppers improved to 30-3. They were led in scoring tonight by none other than 2 players, Dorian Lopez and August Haas. And both of them scoring 17 points. As we will soon send it over to the press conference, just getting that set up for you guys right now. 13 points apiece for Lucas Doria and Ashton Spears. 15 points for Ryan Garza. 8 points for Corey Sherville. 4 points for Corey McKendry. And 3 points for Sean Phillips and Luke Kleiman. For Lubbock Christian University, they were led in scoring by Brennan Fowler with 26 points. 22 points for Isaac Azrit. 15 points for Rashawn Proctor. And 12 points for Silas Chrysler. 3 points for Cameron Copley, 2 points for Kobe Thompson, and that does it for the scorings for Lubbock Christian. Zach Stepp and Jared Fowler also getting in the game for Lubbock Christian as St. Ed's picks up the victory. So keep it tuned in here. We're going to send it over to the post-game show here in just a moment. Stay on this stream for post-game reactions. First up, the Hilltoppers, and then Lubbock Christian. I'm Carl Schoening. Big thanks to Michael Francis and Nathan Height, our producers, our camera operators, Travis Banks and Brad Tillery, our director of operations, Rob Hipp. I'm Carl Schoening. One last time, your final score, 93-80. The Hilltoppers advance to the third round of the NCAA tournament. We'll see you next time.
Check. Yep, it works. Can you just talk into the mic for a sec, sir?
You bet.
No, see, I'm on.
I'd like to congratulate St. Edward's University an 80-93 win.
Perfect. Thank you.
Welcome, President George Martin.
Right on cue.
out and stay.
Oh, yeah. See, like an extended vacation and all.
Sweet 16. It's gonna be sweet.
It sure is.
These mics are on. Thank you for the music.
All right, we are here with the St. Edward's Hilltoppers following a 93-80 win over Lubbock Christian in the South Central Region semifinal. Head coach Andre Cook in the center. To our left is Dorian Lopez, and to our right is Ryan Garza. Coach, start us off with a statement, and then we'll open it up for questions. If you have a question, raise your hand, and we'll pass the mic.
I felt that we would play better today. Yesterday you could see first time being in the NCAA tournament. A lot of newness around that, and a lot of excitement around it. I thought our guys were just a little bit tight, and you can see how we played. And I just felt that we got through. We literally, as I said last night, we survived and advanced to get through to the round of 32. And I could just tell when I saw them today, there was relief. There was a little bit more joy in the practice session today, and I thought that we would play better. And I think that you saw that. I believe we made our first 9 shots. So we were sharp on offense and maybe only 1 turnover. So the guys were loose. That's the team that we saw most of the year. As always, have 2 Heartland teams here. Lubbock Christian, unbelievable credit to them. They came here with a 6-man rotation, had some things go on in their season, but to be here, that's a credit to that coaching staff, and they're top notch. Todd Duncan and Jason Imes and all those players. You got 2 great seniors right there, Brennan Fowler and Isaac Azrat. They have been a credit to the Heartland Conference.
Questions?
How do you put this in words, Coach? What does this mean for you and your program? Sweet 16.
Yes, you say it a lot. I've been involved in basketball my whole life. And that NCAA tournament has been, I can remember it ever since, Jim Valvano in the early 80s, And to say Sweet 16, it always sounds good for everybody else. But now it's truly sweet. It's really good to be there. It's been good for everybody else. And to say that this group of guys is won 2 NCAA tournament basketball games, is 1 win away from the Elite 8 and being in the Sweet 16 is fantastic. It's hard to put in words, but it's been a joy ride that we've been on, and we're not ready to stop the car yet.
Comments from both players on history on the hilltop tonight.
Go ahead.
I can say guys 1 through 15, 1 through 13, however we're down to. It's a great feeling. We're all cloud 9 right now, but we'll just enjoy it for tonight. And we know we got to step up again Tuesday and try and make more history.
I remember my first day here when I got to St. Edward's last year. Our first practice, Coach Cook told us, he said he looked at the banners, there's a gold one and there's a navy blue one, and he said, I want there to be a year up there. We weren't successful the first year. Now we got a second year. We got 2 new transfers. Every time at every practice he looks up at that banner and says we're going to be up there. So now it's sweet to be able to be on the gold one, which is going to say Sweet 16, and to be on the navy blue one to say 2019 conference champs. So it's a big deal.
Well said.
Dorian and then Ryan, what's it like as a player when your team collectively is just that hot to start? I mean, you guys started 9 for 9 from the field, 8 from 8 from 3. You guys didn't miss a 3 until 3:47 left in the half.
Like Coach Cook said it, you could just tell that we were going to be totally different as a team this morning at practice. I was reminded constantly this morning about our last performance against Lubbock Christian. I didn't start off at a very good morning, and Coach Cook put me in my place, and it changed everything, But it's a really big deal to be able to show the capability that we have, and we could really take this team far.
Coach likes to instill it on us, but we played with a chip on our shoulder to start the game today. They got us last time, and it was including the pregame talk. We didn't want a conference opponent to have a winning record against us. We wanted to have the upper edge on them, and it was fun. I mean, all the guys on the bench were into it, I can tell you that, but I can just imagine how the starters were feeling just going out there and hitting everything.
Coach, how much? I don't know if the word is. I don't know if the word is pressure, but how much extra emotion does it add to it? Whenever you said like you had mentioned, you're playing a conference opponent, for the second or third time, and you kind of have to add that to the pressure of, oh, by the way, we're playing to survive and advance too.
Yeah, we had to beat. There was a little, there's pressure obviously to try to get to the Sweet 16, but when we were in the conference tournament, we had to beat St. Mary's for the third time. We had to beat Roger State for the third time. We had to beat Dallas Baptist for the third time. That's not easy to do, and to do that in 3 times in 4 nights. Almost Lubbock beating us, like we talked about. Like we're the regular season champs. We're the tournament champs. We cannot have Lubbock Christian have something over us by beating us 2 out of 3 times, and they're the Heartland team advancing. So we talked about that, as Dorian said. We watched film from this morning from Game 2. It wasn't always nice, because we kind of got outplayed and outcoached there. But I thought the pressure was relieved after we won yesterday. You could just feel like a collective exhale and sigh for getting through it. And I really, you're around these guys so much, you just feel how they're going to play, and they were ready to play today.
And how much do you feel, like you were talking about, how much do you feel like this team is, how good do you think they are at balancing enjoying this, but also realizing that, it's business, and now we have 1 game left?
We really have been having a good time all year. We really have, starting with our win against UTSA, and that celebration in an exhibition win. We've had some rough patches, but I've wanted to keep this being my first time as a head coach in the NCAA tournament. We're just going to try to do what we've been doing. I didn't want to add any pressure to them. I didn't want to change things up. 3 days out, we're going to condition. 2 days out, we're going to have competition. 1 day out, we need to concentrate. That's what we've been doing all year. They don't like the first seed. They don't like the conditioning part. But we try to keep it normal, and I think that's paid off throughout these 2 tournaments.
For one or both of the players, kind of along those same lines, the party got started in the locker room. All of a sudden, it went subdued because it felt like maybe there's more business left out there. How did you control those emotions to be satisfied, to enjoy this one, but at the same time, when you heard Coach's message, it's like, okay, we got this one. we want to taste more than just this.
We've been doing it all year. We try to keep it fun, keep the nerves relaxed, but we know once we step on that court, it's business as usual. We got to come out strong, come out fast, and I think we've done that for the most part all season.
Collectively as like a team, I don't think, or at least how I feel about this, I don't think it's an arrogant thing, but we're number 4 in the country for a reason. We're number 2 in the region. We, a night in and night out, we know what we're capable of, so when we have a rough patch, it's like, okay, good win, but on to the next one, because we were trying to get to the Final Four, to the national championship. So we got to keep our head up and just keep playing.
Did you feel like Coach is correct in saying that you guys were much more relaxed tonight than in the first game? Once you got that first postseason win under your belt, that there was that bit of an exhale. Okay, pressure's off. Now we can just go play ball like we have.
It was a big difference. You could really tell the pressure was just kind of, we're more relaxed. When we came out, it was just kind of like in the warm-ups there was energy. It was just a totally different perspective from what it was yesterday.
The familiar foe definitely helped, conference opponent. And I know we want to do Corey, our only senior. We don't want him to go home. We don't want him to be his last game. We're going to fight till keep surviving and advancing down the road.
Coach, I know you got a really large alumni board hanging outside your office, and I know that you had a lot of alumni here tonight. What does it mean to you that this season has become so special to so many people and become really special for a lot of your alumni and a lot of your fans?
I appreciate the question, Matt. These guys know one of the great joys that I have in coaching is when the alums stop by. When they come by to practice, when they come to our games, that's there's many things I love about coaching. That is right near the top. The amount of messages from all around the world, not just Austin, all over the United States, all around the world, from as far as Germany, the amount of emails, text messages has been fantastic. It's a big family. They're a part of it wherever they are. To see that group up in the stands means so much, and they are a part of this championship. When I was trying to figure it out the first few years here, those guys put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and didn't get a lot of positive results on the court. So they are a part of it, all of them, and I love all of them, and I appreciate them. They, as I said when I had that net, all of them should get a piece of it. All right, and we're hoping that we can cut another net down on Tuesday, and we'll give them a piece of that.
Exactly.
2 more questions.
Coach, checking the score, it looks like West Texas A&M is going to go ahead and take care of business tonight. Just your thoughts on going on the road and playing a really good team, and what at the Sweet 16 level we're going to have number 3 against number 4 in the country. It looks like. Just talk about that.
That's exciting. We have a long ride to Amarillo tomorrow, so we'll have a long ride to Amarillo tomorrow. And get organized for what our Sunday schedule is. I've only watched, me and my assistant Trey Lindsay. We have a lot of work to do tonight. We have a lot of work to do tonight to get organized with West Texas. I've seen them once in bits and pieces. They're fantastic. They were a Final Four team last year. He reloaded again. I'm probably going to talk to my good friend Todd Duncan, and who beat them earlier in the year, and get his insight. But we got a lot of film to watch to get ready for those guys.
And for the players as well. Just your thoughts on going on the road, and I know it hasn't happened often this year, but you guys might have to be adopting the underdog mentality, and then definitely the road team.
Oh, then that's perfect. Then all the pressure's on them, but that's why you play the game. You want to play the best to show everyone else that you are the best.
We were picked 6th in the league.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
We were picked 6th in the league.
We've had that underdog mentality as soon as coach came down and the preseason rankings were out and showed we were 6th in the conference. It's kind of like, that's kind of disrespectful to us. I mean, and knowing our team, especially as a team and as coach, it's like, what we're capable of, and it's kind of like we've been waiting for this. I mean, before we walked up here, August was like, we want to play against West Texas. We want the 1 versus the 2. We want to show who the true best team is in the region. So it's gonna be a fun game to be in.
Any other questions? Thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. Off to West Texas.
All right, we're here with the Lubbock Christian Chaparrals following a 93-80 loss to St. Ed's in the semifinal round of the South Central Regional. We have head coach Todd Duncan in the center. To our left is Brennan Fowler, and to our right is Isaac Asrat. Both are seniors. Coach, start us off with a statement.
Sure. I mean, St. Ed's just came out and played a great game. So congrats to Coach Cook, Coach Lindsay, their team. You know, we were ready. They just came out and hit shots that were contested. And, you know, we shot 56% for the game. We didn't, have a ton of turnovers, a little more than we would like, but, it felt like, we maybe didn't play very well, but the other side of it is, St. Ed's just played really, really well. So, you always have in the back of your mind how hard it's going to be when the season's over, just because you know what that means with seniors and that type thing. But, when you look at these two men on my side, what they meant to our program, what they meant to this season, as disappointed as I am, I just have to look at these guys and my team and be grateful for the chance to get to coach them, to be around them, just to be a small part of their story. And I know the LCU community's richer, our program's richer because of the impact they had. And, man, they both went out like they've been doing all year, carrying us and had great games. So I'm proud that, they were able to show, what they're capable of doing in their last game.
Questions? Coach, really had to weather a storm tonight to start the game. I think if if I had told you before the game you were going into the half shooting 55% as a team, you would have felt pretty good about that. What was it offensively that they were doing? Were they just hitting shots, or was it some offensive things that they were doing that?
Well, they go with great pace. I mean, you kind of know just at this time of the year, the familiarity, kind of what each guy does and where he likes to do it. But there's one thing to know it, and the other thing is to stop it. And they just go with such great pace. And I felt like last night they probably had a little first-round jitters and some nerves. And I knew last night whoever plays this team tomorrow is going to face a different team. And we were ready for that. I mean, like you said, I don't think we played poorly. I just think they played better. And I don't know if I can take solace in that, but to some degree, you want a team that's just better to beat you when your season ends. You hope it's that you played well. We had some turnovers early that maybe were a little nerves. But, man, they were just hitting contested shots. I think Spears banked one in. I mean, as great as he hit, just stuff like that. You go, well, that's not going to beat us, but it's just digging a little bit of a hole. But guys fought back, and, we're looking up 4 minutes. It's 10-12. We had a couple empty possessions. We didn't play good enough that we could weather that storm.
Brennan and Isaac, you guys were down 20-plus at one point. Talk about, for you guys as senior leaders on this team, with such a short bench, just what was it like in the huddle for you guys, and what were you guys telling your team?
I just thought we had to keep our composure. Last time we were here, we were down big, and we weathered the storm. We brought it back to within two with I don't know how many seconds we left, but we just wanted to keep our composure and just keep pushing. That was our mindset.
Same question, Brendan.
Just keep fighting. They're a great team. They're going to go on their runs, but we're going to go on ours too. Like Isaac said, just keep our composure and keep fighting, and that's all we were telling our guys to do.
Coach Duncan, how important are those two guys to your team, especially when you look at it, really playing just 6, maybe 7 guys tonight?
Well, anybody can look at the stat sheet and see how valuable they are, but, I talk about every day I hear a ball dribbling when I get to the office, and I get there fairly early, and I already know who it is. It's Isaac. He's down there, and he's shooting. And Brennan's, he's faithful too. I mean, he works hard too. I mean, he's just incredible leader, the type player he's become. Just somebody you can count on, depend on. He lets me coach him. I mean, we demand a lot from these guys, and when your 2 best players are your 2 hardest workers and great kids, I mean, Isaac's the Division II Scholar Athlete of the Year, carrying a 4.0. Brennan's a 2-sport athlete. They're great in the community. I mean, got people ordering basketball jerseys for Christmas with their numbers on them. They impact a lot of people at LCU. And so, you know, it's going to be hard, but I'm glad it's hard. I'm glad that says a lot too when there's a lot of tears and there's a lot of emotion. But you know, when you got a game that you just try to keep that in the as far back in your mind as you can and just try to stave it off as long as possible, knowing that, you know, you get good kids like this to coach, you get greedy and you just want it to last as long as it can. So they know I love them. They know how grateful I am for them. We tell them that a lot. And they're not just hearing it now for the first time. They know what they mean to us and the guys in that locker room.
Brandon, you played here 4 years, written your name all over the record books. Just looking back at I mean, maybe not looking back quite yet, but what's the biggest takeaway from your time here on the Lubbock Christian basketball team?
That's a tough question. You know, it's meant the world to me. I'm so lucky to have been able to play here for 4 years, and with the coaches I've had, the players I've been able to play with. You know, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'm so blessed, and you know, I met my wife here. You know, I got my little brother played with me. You know, for 2 years. You know, I consider all those guys in the locker room my brothers and my best friends, and it's been amazing. I'm very thankful for it.
Any other questions?
Coach, how well do you think St. Edward's matches up with West Texas A&M, a team that you've played a couple times?
Yeah, I think it'll be a great game. Both teams are high-powered. They really guard. St. Ed's might be underrated defensively. I think the teams that play against them know how good they are defensively. But when you put up those kind of numbers and the pace and the complexity of their offense, sometimes that overshadows how good they are on the other end of the court. They create a lot of loose balls. They create a lot of deflections. WT's the same way. They both play with a tremendous amount of confidence. I just think it's going to be a make or miss game, whichever team's probably shooting better, because they both are aggressive. And, you know, WT having it home, St. Ed's having to travel, might have a, you know, I just think for Coach Cook and them just coming down off the high of this game, they got to get their, you know, everything back ready, and I think it'll be a great game.
Any other questions? Thank y'all.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.